Hey, folks, I'm Joe Mangiacotti, and this is today's TOFY. That's today's observation for you. And part of my opening monologue, join me at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in Boston, 1 o'clock at WCRN AM 830. You can find it on the TuneIn app, streaming there, or go to WCRNradio.com, hit the listen live button, or, of course, right here. If you're seeing this right now, you'll be able to see and listen to the show on Facebook, X, Twitch, LinkedIn profile. You got it all. But good morning, Patriots, and welcome to the Joe Mangiacotti Show on AM 830 WCRN. And this is TOFY. I do this a couple times a day. Today's observation for you. So let's start with the headline that's running or turning stomachs across America, right? Joe Biden has granted a blanket pardon, retroactive to 2014, unbelievably, forward looking to include crimes Hunter might commit in the future. Yes, you heard that right. This pardon is a preemptive strike against accountability, a giant middle finger to the American justice system. Now, Biden claims this was necessary because Hunter was unfairly singled out due to being his son. Really, Joe? Let's unpack that for a second. Okay, for years, Hunter has been left untouched by a justice system that seems to work harder protecting the Bidens than pursuing the truth. Whistleblowers from the federal agencies have come forward to say they were warned off of investigating Hunter, with their careers explicitly threatened if they dug too deep. So the result? A decade of immunity for a man whose laptop alone has enough evidence of crimes to keep Netflix stocked with true crime documentaries for the next 20 years. And yet, Hunter is the victim here. Let's be real. This isn't about fairness. It's about the Biden family keeping its skeletons locked in the closet. This pardon isn't just a disgrace, it's an insult to every American who believes in the rule of law. If you or I had committed even 1/10 of what Hunter's documented on the laptop there, we'd be lucky to see daylight through the bars, but not Hunter. No, he's the prodigal son of the political elite, shielded from consequences at every turn. Remember when Democrats told us no one is above the law? Apparently, that doesn't apply to their own. Where's the outrage over the 191 documented sex crimes, the 128 drug crimes, the 140 business crimes linked to Hunter Biden? Where are the Democrats who champion criminal justice reform? Will the black men that Biden locked up under the 1994 crime bill get the same clemency as his son? Meanwhile, the same DOJ that's bending over backward for the Bidens is working overtime to prosecute Donald Trump. Trump isn't getting preemptive pardons, he's getting endless indictments. But here's the kicker. While the Biden administration weaponizes this legal system against its political enemies, Trump is hosting intelligence briefings at Mar a Lago and gearing up to clean house in Washington. Yes, Mar a Lago has become the winter White House, as Meriwether Post wanted it to be. Now, let's pivot to another story that underscores our justice system's double standard. That would be the trial of Daniel Perry. Here's a Marine who stepped up to protect innocent subway passengers from a man who was screaming threats and high on synthetic drugs. Penny acted to prevent harm, yet he's being vilified, with prosecutors pushing racial undertones to make this about anything but the facts. Neely, the man who has tragically lost his life, had a long history of violent behavior. He was a ticking time bomb. And yet, Penny, the man who acted to protect others, is the one on trial. Meanwhile, in cities across America, we see rampant crime going unpunished, with Soros funded DAs like Alvin Bragg turning a blind eye. Let's face it, our justice system has been hijacked. It's no longer about right and wrong, it's about who you know and how much power you wield. That's why Biden could pardon his son for a laundry list of crimes, while Daniel Perry faces prison for defending others, and why Donald Trump is prosecuted for simply existing. And while the Democrats are busy defending the indefensible, they're also starting to eat their own. George Clooney, one of the Hollywood elites, of course, is accusing Barack Obama of orchestrating a coup against Joe Biden to install Kamala Harris. Meanwhile, Harris's team is blaming hurricanes and Joe Rogan for her failures. It's a spectacular, or rather a spectacle of finger pointing and infighting. But here's the takeaway: the left is crumbling under its own weight of its own hypocrisy. Barack Obama set the stage for this mess with his globalist leftist agenda, but let's not kid ourselves. We, the people, bear some responsibility too. We got complacent. We trusted institutions that were never meant to be trusted without oversight. It's time to remember our constitutional duties as free citizens. So, what's the solution? First, we hold the elites accountable. That means demanding transparency, rejecting corruption, and supporting leaders like Donald Trump, who are willing to take on the swamp. Second, we take action in our own communities, whether it's standing up for justice, like Daniel Perry did, or speaking out against absurdities of cancel culture and political correctness. America is at a tipping point, folks. The choice is ours. Do we continue down the path of corruption and decay, or do we fight to restore the principles that made this nation great? As always, I want to hear your thoughts. You can call in during the show this afternoon. It starts at 1 o'clock at AM 830 WCRN. Share your perspective. Let's have a common sense conversation for the common sense citizen. All right, folks, I'm Joe Mangiacotti. That's today's TOFY for you. Join me at 1 o'clock on WCRN. You can do it on streaming, of course, or right here on the social media platforms as well. All right, Joe out.